Hey guys, what's up? My name is Alex and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I am currently in the middle of my college essay writing process, and while I was doing that, I wanted to put out a kind of like a broad message out there to seniors that are applying to colleges, specifically like those top schools where you might be getting really stressed out about writing your college essays, about finalizing your applications and doing all those things. And I figured like mid-September would be a good spot before it gets too late. And I really just wanted to put this message out there while I know people are really worrying about their college essays, including myself, to kind of remind myself of a couple things. So this video is really half for me and half for whoever else is willing to watch it. So I am applying to a lot of these like top name schools, and obviously if I want to get into these top schools, my essays have to be like really good, and obviously in that process that requires a lot of writing and revising and trashing and restarting and like the occasional cry, but like the essays take a lot of work. And I just wanted to give myself and whoever else is willing to listen to this, I guess, 3 tips of advice I have for people that are currently stressed out about their college applications and or their Common App essays and stuff like that. Alright, so first, if you are applying to like Stanford or Harvard or Yale or Princeton, while you're writing your Common App essay, like thoughts of, oh man, I'm totally gonna get rejected, will probably cross your mind. And statistically, you probably will get rejected. So, wow. So yeah, statistically you will probably get rejected. And so my first piece of advice is to stop attaching yourself to the outcome. And this is more of honestly a life thing than just a college essay writing thing. Basically, my advice is that you should put in as much hard work as possible to make the best essay you can. And once you've done that, you should be extremely unattached with the outcome. And I know that's way easier said than done, but I think if you really try to look at life that way, that you are going to try your hardest at this thing and you really don't care about how it turns out, all you care about is whether or not you really gave it your all, I think that really frees you up from just a lot of the anxiety you feel from waiting for these decisions to come out. So the thing that really made this stick in my mind is a couple weeks ago, we were talking in my English class about what it means to live a good life and whether or not we were successful enough in things like this. And my English teacher said something that I think was extremely profound and I still think about. And my English teacher said something along the lines of, if you try your hardest, it is by definition good enough because you could not have possibly tried harder. And once he said that, it probably happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I still think about it. Like, in just the thought that knowing that if I give it my all and that's not enough, that is plenty okay. And letting myself be okay with, I guess, failing as long as I know that I've done what I can. And I think if you really try to adopt this viewpoint into your life, it'll just make your college essay writing process way more relaxing. You can actually just focus on writing an essay that you think accurately represents you and writing an essay that you enjoy to write. And so if you can, honestly, try to adopt that mindset. And it takes practice. It's not super easy. So the second tip I have is to really know what you value and how you define yourself. So if you inevitably get rejected, which statistically you probably will, I probably will, if you get rejected, it's really easy to just feel like you're not good enough, like you're not smart enough, you just didn't do enough, you're just not that good. So obviously my advice is to just realize that you are more than your resume and your application and your essay, but that's obviously, again, a lot easier said than done. And if you have spent your entire life caring wholeheartedly about your grades, about the things you do on paper, and what accomplishments you have, it's obviously going to be extremely hard for you to dissociate yourself with the end result. Because to you, you literally are your grades and your accomplishments and your essays. Like those are, like if those are the things you value, you're not gonna just be able to get over rejection because you'll feel like the rejection from these schools is more of a personal thing than it just happens. Like these grades are not me, these test scores are not me. So honestly, I think you should just really ask yourself how you define yourself and what really matters to you. For me, I have tried as hard as I can, for honestly as long as I can remember, to define myself by things other than my grades, by things other than my test scores. And yes, I still try as hard as I can to get those good test scores and to get those good grades. But at the same time, I understand that if I do get a B, if I do fail a test, and my test scores aren't super high, that's not me. Like there are so many other things that I value that make me me than the things that will be put on paper. And so if you don't have those things, if you really think you are just your accomplishments, your grades, and it's really easy to get caught up in those things. Like, you want to feel like you're the best, you want to feel like you're the smartest. I understand that so much. But the more you let yourself fall into that trap, the harder it is going to be if you get rejected from these schools. So my second piece of advice is to really think about who you are and what you value, and whether or not your grades and your test scores and your acceptance into these schools are really the things that make you you. I also understand that that's pretty cliche advice, but everyone says to not take the rejection personally. But if you've spent your entire life worrying about your grades and worrying about your test scores, yeah, you're gonna take it personally for good reason. So really just think about the way you look at yourself, and yeah. And honestly, don't forget that wherever you end up going to college, you're the person that will make the difference between whether or not you have a good time. If you go to a great college and you just do nothing but study, I'm sure your college experience won't be that great. You won't learn, you won't grow as much as you could. Even if you go to a college that, most people wouldn't say is one of the best colleges, then if you put yourself out there, you will find groups of people that you find really cool. You'll learn a lot and grow. And knowing that also has just really helped me de-stress about this thing. I can comfortably say if I get rejected from every single one of the 13 reach schools I'm applying to, I will be okay. I will still be completely cool with going to any local state college. It's not too big a deal for me. Okay, so lastly, my third piece of advice is to just remember that time doesn't stop now that we're seniors and when we're done applying with college. So I basically still have 1 year before college or before the end of high school to do stuff, right? And right now my classes are pretty much easier than they've been in the last 2 years comparatively. And I am focusing on my essays, but I have time now. And I can spend this time to do things that continue to build me up as a person. Just because things don't go on your college resume doesn't mean you should stop trying to grow, right? And so I really think you should just use this year to see how much you can build yourself up as a person. And honestly, obviously, do things you find fun. If you're a senior, it's your last year in high school. If you've worried a lot about your grades and things like that up till now, try to calm down. I'm not going to tell you to go to football games and stuff like that, because I personally hate football games. But find what you do enjoy doing and do those things. This is a period in our lives right now where we're pretty low stress. We have very little responsibilities. Most of us have very little responsibilities. This is the time probably that you'll have the least amount of responsibility in your entire life. And so use this to enjoy life, but use it to really grow and ask yourself the questions that need answers. Who are you? What do you want? I don't know. Use this year to grow. Go to the gym, read books for fun, which I know, literally school just kills that. But do things for fun. Read books, go to the gym, be yourself. I don't know. Just, all that generic, all that generic, Instagram quote stuff that you can find. Just do those things. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it came off as just, really rambling. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace.